The name of Elohim could leave from him. And if a person's a tzaddik, the senses continue to act, but they continue to act in a spiritual sense after a person dies. Then he's able to see and to hear and to smell and to experience spiritual things, holy things. But if the tumah closed off these things, then you won't be able to feel anything. Therefore it says, when all the four chushim come back, the essence of them, the internal aspect of them, is from Chachma. In short, what comes out here is that a person can really test himself to know what his level is based on his sleep. And if he sleeps all sorts of horrible things, he dreams about all sorts of horrible things, he's fighting against all sorts of people, and then when he wakes up he's breathing really hard, and then remembers his dream of fighting at nighttime, it's bad. But if when he goes to sleep, he's dealing with things of Kedusha, things of Ruchnius, then he could know that his neshama is from a spiritual side. Now we're going to start explaining the answer of the Rav. Now the Rav says to him, Rav Yosef Castillo, what you asked about the difference between the nefesh of the neshama, nefesh of the tzaddik, nefesh of the rasha, as we said, that the difference between them, for sure, the rasha at the end, he brings evil chushim for the neshama, and the tzaddik brings good chushim for the neshama. And it's not like Rav Yehuda Chayat wanted to say that all of them are underneath the Kisei HaKavod, therefore they're all one aspect, and they're all connected. The Ramaz writes in a different place, there are numbers of principles that needs to be upheld in order to draw a holy neshama into the children. One of them is dealing with Torah, learning Torah. If a person learns Torah, there's more chances of having holy children, because that's the source of the holy children. And certainly if somebody is zochet to make chidushim in the Torah, and time when a man's with his wife, then this will be meir. And this is why the Gemara asks why Talmidei Chachamim don't have children that are not Talmidei Chachamim. They should be Talmidei Chachamim. Logic would say, according to what we explained, that since they make chidushim in Torah, and since they're learning Torah all the time, it should be that they should have children that will all be good. How does it happen that sometimes the children are not good? That's the question of the Gemara. And they don't ask, why don't they have powerful children or athletic children? Why does it specifically say Talmidei Chachamim? Because the question of the Gemara is a good question, because since the parents do learn Torah and are mechadish chidushim, then the children should be good. Children should also be Talmidei Chachamim. This next thing is that they have to understand the right time for the zivugim and shemaim, and what time to be together with a person's wife. It's not just the kedusha of the person; also it's dependent on time. There's values of time. During the day is the worst time. At nighttime, it's much better. On Friday night, it's better. Friday night after Chatzos is the best. And everyone knows that that's a zivug also of Yisrael and Rachel. It says, what's the connection between honoring a person's parents and Shabbos? Since the parents created the child on Shabbos, therefore he should have a fear of his parents, naturally, because they brought him here b'kedusha of Torah. Because Stam Yisrael is the Kodesh, and they Dafka have together on Shabbos. And third thing is they should have to be Mekadosh themselves. Meaning they have to imagine that they're an aspect of Kedusha. So three aspects basically. Limud Torah, knowing the time to be with a person's wife, and being Mekadosh himself at the time of being with his wife. These three things can help bring a good neshama into the world. But the levush for the neshama, that's the machshava where it is. A person could be mechadash chidushim. A person could do everything at the right time. He could be mechadash himself, but he's angry at that time, or he doesn't like her at that time, or he's drunk at that time. These are the 9 bad midas that children can be born from. He says, it is correct they all came from underneath the kisei kavod. Now the neshama of mamzerim, they're for sure not neshamas that are kodesh. What it means that they force Hashem, so to speak. For somebody who is relations with a rayas, then he forces the Hashem, so to speak, to bring neshama into a mamzer. Every 70 years, the Torah says that there's a famine or a punishment that destroys all the mamzerim in the world. So we see on one side, all of them came from underneath kisei kavod, and sometimes we also see that the neshama, there's a Jewish person who's a mamzer. He has a Jewish mother, but he's a mamzer. What are you going to say? He's not a Jewish? He's a Jew. But in any case, the neshama for sure cannot be a holy neshama, because even the holy forms, there are differences between them. This means to say the holy forms referring to malachim. Each malach is not like the next. Each malach is not like the next, and there's one on top of the next. Even the malachim have different levels according to them. And certainly the neshamas have differences. Even so, all of them came from Atzilus. As it said, here there's a few words that aren't so clear, that the main place where they're found is from the knafayim. These are the lower aspects that are connected to the Eitzadas Tovah. What is he hinting to here in this place? Pay attention. He's saying like this. How do we say in Patach Eliyahu? We say Levushin Tikinat Lo, that he set up Levushim for him. What does it mean? Sefer Shefatal says like this. Explanation: that Hashem created 10 spheres. That's the 10 spheres of Atzilus. Onto them he created another 10 spheres of Bria, them another 10 spheres of Yitzhar, them another 10 spheres of Asiyah. And he says these spheres of Bria, the Levushim for the spheres of Atzilus. And it's called in the Zohar Adam de Bria. And they called Bria with Shem Levush. Just like Hashem reveals himself through the spheres. And without the spheres he doesn't have any revelation. Because a person doesn't show himself without levushim. And these levushim, person doesn't come out without any clothes. Also Atzilus doesn't show out its light without being covered. And these are levushim of Bria. And according to this, I'm going to shorten the topic a little bit. Also the neshamas have the same thing. The neshamas that come from Olam Asiyah. Some neshamas come from Olam Yitzhar. Also some come from Bria. Also some come from Atzilus, from Atzilus. Therefore, these also, some are called avodim. They come here in this world, and you're going to find them. They're always working on hard things. They're always being pushed around. And someone like this, when is he going to learn Torah? How's he going to learn Torah? Some people are born with a golden spoon in their mouth. Their minds are open. They work well and fast. Just built for learning Torah. It's true, some neshamas come from Olam Atzilus, they're very high. Also there's a lot of difference, they're very, very high. But still there's some neshamas that come from the wings, from the clothing of the lower ones. And everything that's underneath, it's all mixed up, and Tovah is mixed up inside of it. Therefore these neshamas have also Tovah inside of them. Also sometimes they have Tovah inside of them. Sometimes it's equal, and sometimes they're leaning towards one of the sides. sometimes more to the right, sometimes more to the left, sometimes more to the center, depending on the mixture of Torah inside of them. And all of these you're calling underneath the kisei. It seems to me that you didn't understand any of the principles of Chachma. Here he seems to be signing this idea, and now I want to read one last part from the Zohar Kodesh and Sabbath Mishpatim. Sabbath Mishpatim says, if a person sells his daughter for an Amma, she should not leave like Avadim. Who's the one selling? The one selling is the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Who's the daughter? The daughter is Yisrael, since they're called the daughter of Hashem. If you're going to say that they should come out like those who come from Eved, which is Malach Matat, or some come from Yetzirah, where that's where Malach Matat rules. If a person were to come out like that, like those neshamas, when they leave the world, when they came out of Mitzrayim, don't go out Ketzis Avadim. It says, and then it says like this: a person who's born with a low soul, meaning that his father drew a certain low neshama for him, it doesn't mean that he can't get higher. When he works higher, he can get to his root and then draw up from higher, and then he can go higher and higher and higher, and he can actually become a very, very holy person. He can get all the way to the highest level. When a person's born, he gets nefesh from the side of the Chayes HaKodesh, and if he gets more, they give him a ruach. So the first one is from the be'ira, from the behemoths, from the ones that are called ofanekos. The second one is ruach from Chayes HaKodesh. The third is neshama from the kisei hakavod. And all these three, meaning those that are from Ofanei Kodesh, and those are from the Chayes HaKodesh, and from the Ofanim, it's called Am Eved V'Shivcha. However you have it, these three types of people will work very, very hard physically here in this world. But there are those who are called Bas Melech. And Neshama, it's a Bas Melech. And someone who's Zochet to that, he gets a Nefesh of Atzilus from the side of Bas Yechida. If he gets more, then he gets even higher level. That's the Bas Melech from the Ruach Sheba. And there's even higher level, that's called a Ben. Not just a daughter of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, but it's a son of a Kodesh Baruch Hu. It says, Banim Atem Hashem L'keichem. If he's zoche even more, he gets Neshama from Abba Nima. It says, what's Chaim Yud Kei. It says, Kol Neshama Kal Ka. A person who reaches from this level, he's he's very, very holy, and the Shem Havaya is complete inside of him. And if he gets even higher, then he'll get Yud Kei Vav Kei B'Mili Alfin, which is called Adam, Gemachi Adam, through the Atzilus, the upper Atzilus, and he's already in the image of his master, so to speak. And he already rules over all of the upper angels and all of the different Heichalos, the higher ones and the lower ones. Because someone who already got the Nefesh from Bas Yechida, then he already says about him, look, even if the nature of a person dictates that he has to be attached to physicality, through working, through avoda, then he's able to go up higher.